DeathsTalker here. So I thought I'd take a couple minutes to talk about the improvements that we've seen over the last 30-something years of motorcycle riding in the way of spine protection. Now, basically when I started riding, your spine protection considered to be like maybe wearing an extra sweater under your leather jacket. And things sort of changed in the mid-80s when the racing technology all of a sudden started realizing having racers in wheelchairs was not a good idea, and they started making dedicated back protectors or spine protectors. And what you ended up with was a like, I actually still have my spine protector from racing, which is from Uneasy, and it looks a bit like a dragon scales with sort of a little bit of padding, from some felt padding to make it less painful if you fell off or got hit. And I can actually tell you that the spine protector actually does work, because there was a few times where I ended up eating it, and the one time I actually came off and had a guy drive right into the back of me and hit me right in the spine. Well, in the middle of my back, right where the spine protector was. Now, he had done a magnificent job of getting on the brakes, because I wasn't the only guy down. And when he actually hit me, it was probably at about 15 miles an hour. And you know, I didn't even get a bruise out of it. Like a 250 GP bikes are actually pretty light to start with. But it was no question. I actually felt them hit me in the back, but I walked away from that one. Now, over time, they've actually come up with better spine protection. The Joe Rocket jacket I have had a semi-hard piece of plastic with some foam padding built into it to, you know, give you a better protection, and actually over a larger area. Now, the Alpine Star jacket I'm wearing has got some high-density level 2 protection device in it that actually I bought as an upgrade. And you know, I'm wearing it. It's actually, it's not like, I know it's there, I can feel it, but it's not uncomfortable. And I'm actually kind of happy that I wear it, because it's like you never know when things go wrong. But now we're starting to see what you're seeing in MotoGP, which is the airbag technology, and it's actually a couple weeks ago I got an email from the place I bought a lot of my gear, that they are now stocking the airbag sets for Alpine Star leathers, so that you can actually have you know, proper full protection. Now, I really like it. The price, unfortunately for me, is still just a little bit too high for like the street use. And I think over time that will come down. Now, in all honesty, if I was racing, I would have the airbag system, you know, almost guaranteed. Like, I might not have been one of the first guys to have it, but if I could afford it, I'd have it, because it's like, you know, on the track, falling is, you know, one of the issues of the job. On the street, you know, falling is not as common as you think of. Generally, what you're going to get is an impact from a vehicle, or, you know, or another rider or something like that. And it all sort of comes, like the other vehicle thing is, you know, that's just one of those luck of the draw things. You know, I've been riding for 35 years, and I've had several close calls, but I've never actually had a collision with another vehicle. Oh, geez, you actually don't have a stop sign. Wow, that is weird. Nobody had stop signs, but they had yield signs other ways. Huh, okay, anyways, back to our regular programming. Now, you know, how you ride can make a big difference to how often you're going to fall. If I was an adventure rider doing a lot of off-road, I actually would have a higher level of protection, because falling over in an adventure bike is, you know, not something that's pretty common on asphalt. But as soon as you get off-road, you know, a little bit of soft sand that's in the middle of a gravel road, you know, you get the best gear you can afford. But I'm really impressed by how good the technology has probably changed in the last 10-15 years. Because, you know, prior to me racing, there was no real spine protection. Like nowadays, you go to buy a jacket, almost every decent jacket gives you at least adequate shoulder, elbow protection. The leather pants, or the, you know, full race suits, they all have knee protection, hip protection. You know, it's standard now. Like when I got my first set of custom racing leathers, I had to pay extra to get hip protection. You know, I had to pay extra to have, you know, a space put in the leathers so I could actually fit a spine protector. Because basically, when I was racing, everyone just you wore a racing leather suit, and that was it. Now you look at the Dainese, Jimoto, Alpinestars race suits. They're like right out of Star Wars. You know, especially when you watch these guys crashing, like Nicky crashed the Ducati at 340 kilometers an hour. And if it wasn't for all the bruising and battering he took, he would have been racing the next day. You know, he really didn't have any major broken bones. Like, it's just amazing how good the equipment is. And, you know, we are starting to see more and more of it showing up on the street. It's like one of the reasons why I bought a new jacket was because my Joe Rocket jacket, you know, was like going on 8 years old. Never fallen in it. It's a good jacket. It's still more than adequate for where I ride, but it was just the technology inside of it for protection was getting a little bit long in the tooth. Same thing the year before, I bought a new Shoie X14 that I'm wearing, because the previous Shoie helmet I was wearing was 2 Snell ratings down, and I don't like to be that far down, because, like, you know, it might have 2 legs, 2 hands, 2 ears, but you only got 1 freaking head. So I always try to get the best helmet I can get. So, anyways, just a little comment on how much better the stuff is nowadays. And, you know, if you've got a jacket you've been wearing for 20-something years, maybe this winter you might see if you get yourself a deal on a new jacket with a little bit better protection. Anyways, DeathsStalker signing off. There's a bug hit me right in the flipping throat again.